excited to finally join the party 15 years late for the prom to build an information security management system at your organization. Glad you finally jumped on the bandwagon. Well, let's define what exactly an ISMS is. An information security management system is simply just a set of policies and procedures that governs your information security program. It's a continuous feedback loop of making sure that you're continuously improving your information security at your company. It also ensures that there's executive leadership in support of your information security program. So now that we've defined that, you need to actually select a framework. ISO 27001 is not the only game in town. You've also got COBIT, you've got NIST. No matter what it is, you need to select something. This particular video is about ISO 27001. So what exactly does an ISO 27001 ISMS consist of? It's a scope document, first of all. You want to define both your physical and your logical scope of your ISMS. Is it your primary data center? Is it your corporate headquarters? The logical scope is the data you're trying to protect. Maybe it's credit card data, cardholder data of your customers, their PII, your employees' PII. What is the secret sauce or information at your organization that could be monetized and sold to the highest bidder? Once you've defined the scope of your ISMS, you're then going to define your assets. So again, what is it that you're trying to protect? The computer systems, the applications, all of the networked nodes that transmit, process, or store that secret sauce. That would go into your asset register. Once you've defined your assets, it's time to perform a risk assessment against them. You're going to do both a scenario-based, possibly even and a asset-based risk assessment against those assets. So once you've defined that, you need to make sure it is documented in your policies and procedures. Your information security policy, your BYOD policy, your clear screen policy, it's going to be made up of all your policies and procedures. One of the most important documents in that framework is of course going to be the risk assessment and risk treatment methodology. This is going to basically define how you perform risk assessments at your organization, and most importantly, how you actually treat those risks. Once you perform your risk assessment, you're going to perform an internal audit. You're going to audit yourselves against the ISO 27001 standard. Of course, developing your statement of applicability. Now, the SOA, or statement of applicability, is just a spreadsheet of all of the controls in ISO 27002. Once you've defined all of those controls, you're going to select which ones you're going to adopt for your organization, which ones makes the most sense. If you don't develop software, for example, the SDLC and the secure code review stuff probably doesn't apply to you. That's the SOA. Once you're complete with that, you're going to then move to the audit by an external organization. If you want to actually certify your ISMS, which isn't required, ISO doesn't care if you certify your ISMS or not. It's just a standards organization. If you bring in an external registrar to certify it, that's up to you. You're going to go through 2 stages for that external audit. Stage 1, to make sure that you've done everything you're supposed to do before they'll let you move on to stage 2. Stage 2 is simply auditing you against the standard. Good luck.